There were two thieves who had done many jobs together and were known as close friends. One day, they had a falling out. One of them became very disappointed with the other and secretly planned to set him up in a dangerous theft, knowing it could cost him his life. The plan was simple. He approached his friend and told him about an easy job. There was an old lady with a lot of money in her house, and it would be a quick steal. "She's alone, it'll be easy," he said. But what he didn't mention was that the old lady lived with her two sons, both soldiers who were armed and ready to defend the house. That night, the two thieves put on their masks and headed to the old lady's house. As they got closer, the one who made the plan said, "I'll stay outside to keep watch, and you go in and grab the money." The other thief, trusting his friend, agreed and went inside. Unknown to him, the house had a reputation. No thief who entered ever came out alive. His so-called friend was sure this would be the end for him. Inside the house, the old lady noticed the intruder. But instead of panicking, she saw that he was just a young man. She told her sons not to kill him right away, because she wanted to find out who was sending these thieves to her house so often. The old lady decided to play a trick. She pretended to be very sick and asked the thief to get her a glass of water from the kitchen. Moved by her act, the thief felt pity and brought her the water. After drinking, she asked him why he was in her house. The thief, feeling ashamed, admitted that he had come to steal. But when he saw she needed help, he couldn't bring himself to take anything from her. Just as he was about to leave, he found himself at gunpoint, with her son standing ready to shoot. But instead of killing him, they let him go and told him to come back the next day for dinner, at which point they would talk. Outside, the other thief was shocked to see his friend walk out alive. "How did you survive?" he asked, surprised, knowing he had set him up to be killed. From that moment, the first thief realized that his friend had betrayed him, and their friendship was over. The next day, the young thief returned for dinner, as promised. When the old lady and her sons asked if anyone had sent him to steal, he chose to protect his ex-friend and said he acted on his own. Seeing his honesty, the old lady realized that the boy wasn't stealing out of greed, but out of desperation. She decided to help him by giving him a job as her driver. Soon, people in the town noticed the change in the young man's life. They wondered why he no longer spoke to his old friend, and how he had turned his life around. Little did they know the full story, that his so-called friend had tried to set him up to be killed. But instead, he found a new path and left his old life behind.